Hey guys, welcome to another video of Cooks with Iron. Tonight I'm going to show you how to make keto egg rolls in a bowl and egg rolls because I'm keto, my husband is not. Okay, the first thing you're going to need some soy sauce, liquid amino, same thing. You're going to need some cabbage, and then you're going to need carrots. I use 2 heads of cabbage, about 4 to 6 carrots. I just had 4 tonight. I use a whole onion, and then I have these egg roll wrappers. I buy these in the produce section at Walmart. I buy 2 packages. And then also, you're going to need 2 pounds of sausage. I just buy regular sausage. So the first thing you're going to do is cook up your sausage, and then you're going to grate all of your vegetables. I've had it cut up in sections, so I'm fixing to start grating it. And then I have a food processor. I do it all in there. It makes it a whole lot faster. And then you pour everything into the skillet. You add your soy sauce. I usually add about half of a bottle, but do it to your taste. So add some, taste it, because it can get real salty quick. Let me show you the sausage. Okay, so you just cook up your 2 pounds of sausage like this, and then you add your vegetables as you have them grated. Don't drain the fat off of your sausage, just put it straight in here. So this food processor has helped me out a whole lot. I used to do all this by hand, and I would get really tired, and my husband would have to come help me grate. So I found this at a garage sale for $10. It works really well. There's just a piece that falls out at the bottom if I'm not real careful. So I just have to hold that piece in, but it's definitely worth the $10 for this to be so quick. So I just cut my vegetables in smaller pieces and then just fit them down in here. And yes, I have a little puncher that I use when I get down to the very end, but for right now I can just push it down with the other vegetables. Don't worry about my safety. So this is something that my husband will eat 4 or 5 of them tonight. I usually eat 1, and then I eat the rest of it egg roll in a bowl. And then I put them in a Ziploc bag in the refrigerator, and within the next 2 days, he has them all eaten. Now, he does work night shift, so when he comes home, he eats supper. And then when he comes home, he eats a really late supper. And so sometimes he's out real late. And then he has them for breakfast the next morning, and then he has them for lunch and supper. That's how well he likes these. So they're easy for me to make, and it's kind of a mess with the processor, but other than that, they're real easy to make. So after that carrot, that's the last thing I have to grate. Okay, I got that last carrot to go in there. So after that, forgot that little thing will come out. I take all of this that's in here, and let me show you. This little piece on the bottom is a little bitty piece. See it moving up and down? That's what falls out. I take all this over and I dump it in the skillet. Okay, I think you can see that right there. And it makes a really big skillet at first, but if you give it a little bit, it'll cook down and it won't be near as high as you think it's going to be. And this right here is where I go ahead and add a few, like a 1/4 cup, maybe a 1/2 cup of my soy sauce. And I have never measured this soy sauce, but I'm figuring I probably add at least a cup, maybe a cup and a half. I do it like that, give it a big squirt, and then I'm going to stir it around. I usually just go ahead and use my masher that I had my sausage with, and I move it around in here. I'm going to take a big spoon and stir it. I love this masher. Got it at Walmart for $10. Love it for when I'm cooking hamburger. So I'm going to use this skillet I have already laying here. Just want to turn it where it doesn't burn on the bottom. This is my 10-inch, no, a 16-inch skillet that I got from Walmart. It's a Lodge, and I use this for almost all of my meals. I make bigger meals, and then I take them to work with me. My husband takes them to work, so we have more to cook at one time. After you stir this real good, I had to get a metal spatula to get it to stir down. Then you want to be sure and get some off the side where it's bubbling, where you can get a taste of how much your soy sauce is in there. Ooh, that was hot. It does need more soy sauce, but I'm going to wait a few minutes. I'm I'm gonna let it cook down a little bit more. While I do that, I'm gonna clean the kitchen. Holy moly, my kitchen is a mess. So I'm gonna turn on some music. I'm gonna get all these dishes done, get my dishwasher empty and reloaded, and I'm gonna finish with the supper, and you guys can listen to some music while I do it.
Seeing eyes of mine, what do you feel beside? I don't know where we're gonna fly like you did sometimes. Seeing eyes of mine. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll try to fix it. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll change it, change it. Seeing eyes of mine, you see, there are no trees inside of me. In this desert, I can look at you with love. Seeing all that I can learn. Can you stay and I will grow? Grow the hanging gardens of Babylon. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll fix it, fix it. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but we'll change it, change it. I would like to tell you mine and my streets. I would like to go with you into the street. Please don't deny your love makes me feel alive. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll fix it, fix it. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll try and to change it. I wanna be loved by you. Loved by you. Loved by you. Seeing eyes of mine, what do you feel beside? I don't know where we're gonna fly like you did sometimes. Seeing eyes of mine.
Alright, as y'all can see, that was about 10 minutes of cleaning. I'm going to speed it up for you. I'm going to add some more soy sauce to it. So now, to wrap your egg rolls, you're going to need to, first I'm going to taste this. I forgot about that. I'm going to taste it. And then I'm going to show you how I wrap and do my egg rolls. As you're stirring up, you're going to want to get a spoonful out of this area right here to the side. That way you can see how salty it is. So I'm going to clean off this part of the cabinet right here, because this is where I'm going to be wrapping my egg rolls at. You're going to need both packages of these. Two. That's let me see how many's in each wrap. These in each package. About 20. So there should be 40 for these two. Now, as long as this don't burn my face off, we'll try it. Very good. So that was much better. Egg rolls have always been a little salty, but that was much better than what I had before. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. Here's how I do mine. I take a dry towel, like this, and I'm going to lean this over so all my juice stays at one end, like this. So I'm trying to get, let me see if I can turn this a little bit. I've propped a towel up here so it catches my skillet, and then I've leaned it so all of my juice is coming down to this end of the skillet. And you want to do that, let me get a, so you can scoot all of your juice up here. If your egg rolls are too wet when you go to wrap them, then they will tear the wrapper. So it's best that when you do this, you scoot all of your meat up like this with all your sauce is down here. And as you make egg rolls, then you just keep scooting your meat up that falls down. That way it's drier up here and not as wet. So I'm going to give that a few minutes to drain while I get my oil ready. I'm going to use this size of skillet right here, which is probably about an 8-inch. And then I'm going to just put regular vegetable oil in it and let it heat up so I can fry my egg rolls. Let me tell you, this is definitely much easier when my husband is here because he comes and helps. And you'll see why in just a second. When I get this going, it kind of goes real quick. So I like to get everything ready. So I've got the oil still sitting out here because I may need to add more. I'm taking a strainer bowl with a plate underneath it because I'm going to be making a lot of egg rolls. And then I'm going to open these wrappers here. And I'm not going to use all 40 of these, but if I use like 25 or 30 of them, then the rest of them, me and my daughter wrap up cheese sticks and some pizza sauce, and we fry them like that. Okay, so what you want is a pretty good scoop. If you make a real small scoop, you're going to have a real small egg roll. So the more meat you put in them, the bigger they are, the less you eat. You can make them real skinny, you can make them real big, however you want to do it. So I've got almost a whole scoop of this. I forgot the water. Hang on. Let me get a cup like this. This is what I want. Okay. So now back at it. So what you do is you take this bottom and you wrap it up. Okay, now I can tell right now that was a little bit big of a scoop because it's kind of falling out. Fold over one side, fold over the other side, and then you roll it like this. Kind of tuck it in as you roll, and then you wet the little tip corner there. Now see, that was too wet because I've already got a hole in my egg roll. One, the egg roll mixture was too wet, and two, my egg roll was too fat. I'm going to use one extra egg roll, so this one's going to be double, and then I'm going to go ahead and roll it like that. Okay, now you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. If you get too far ahead of yourself and you make a whole bunch of these over here, then they're going to start getting wet here and they'll bust in your skillet. So I'm going to get a little bit less this time. Put it right there, up, over, wet the corner, tuck and roll. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing this till I get about 6 because that's what will fit in this skillet over here. Now, let me show you a full egg roll, and then let me show you a thin egg roll. How I've seen them made like in a restaurant or something, and then how I make them. Okay, so I've seen people make them like this, just a really small scoop. like this, where they're long and skinny. And then I've seen them, can you see it's double the size? Can you tell that? It depends on how you want to make them. And another thing is you've got to keep your cabinet dry. If your cabinet starts getting wet, then your egg roll wrappers get wet. And it will happen. It just tears when you're not careful. Y'all, I have never done that before. Dadgummit. Guess there's a first time for everything. They're not ready to go into the oil yet. It's not hot enough. Because I got it wet. Now it's tearing. Ooh, what else could go wrong? Let me see. I gotta keep making them because I need at least 6 to put in there. I've got 5, so I'm not doing too bad. So usually I sit here and make them, and my husband fries them. So I keep him over there and he keeps frying them. I keep handing them to him while we're making them. Tends to make it pretty easy. You can also kind of pinch it together if you do something like I just did. Okay. The skillet is frying, so I'm going to go ahead and put them in here. You don't want to get too many. You want to make sure that they don't stick together. Yes, baby.
I'm a deep Reba.
That's fine.
Okay.
She wears those all the time. Okay, I'm going to try to get a few more of these made while I've got those few cooking. I think I need to slow down and not try to hurry so much, maybe. Maybe that's what I did. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I think you can see it okay. Okay. Then, let me come show you. When they get golden brown like this, on both sides, that's when they come out of the skillet. And I stand them up in the strainer, like this. If you don't have enough oil in your skillet, you may have to cook them on like 2 or 3 sides. But the more oil you have, you can cook them half and half. Now, as I go, take a couple out. I put a couple in. What, baby?
Probably what you said.
And also stand these up in your strainer That way they can drain off the end. You don't want to lay them down in there because the ones on the bottom will get so much grease. And it's hard by yourself to do some and then fry some and do some and fry some. So just take it easy. Don't be in no hurry and do the best you can. All your ingredients are already done, so you just have to fry it. Sometimes your cabbage and stuff will get out in the skillet and it just pops. So I just take a spoon and dip that out so it doesn't pop me. And here's a really good tip. This down in the bottom of the skillet here, do not throw that away. When you're doing keto, you can do egg roll in a bowl. Put that flavoring in with your stuff to eat because it keeps it from getting dried out and makes it really juicy when you go to eat your egg roll in a bowl. Okay, we're going to stop here and I'm going to get these finished up and I'll take